Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how are you doing? DM9 here, taking all the intros from all the popular creators there. And today we're going to do a little duo spectating. And we'll get into how we did it in the start of the video, the gameplay. And I will say, for the first video, total spectating, I'm very... I just filmed it right before doing this intro. Very pleased with the outcome. Really got to see some pretty good players in the lobby. We talked about all the positive things they did, the things that I would suggest doing instead of what they did. And the ending to this one, guys, was amazing. I literally thought that the guy that ended up winning, he was screwed. The team that ended up taking second, I mean, rest their souls. If they would have just kept the high ground, they would have won, no problem. But please watch to the end. Check it out for yourself. Don't just skip to the end of the video. And if you do like the video, if you could hit that like button, tap the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications when I post new content, it does greatly help out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you got any constructive criticism or even positive feedback, please leave me a comment down below. I do read all the comments I get and just looking to improve as a content creator. And without further ado, let's jump into the duo spectating. Alrighty, folks. We are queued into a duo game. My teammate left. I wanted to make sure I got a higher tier lobby to spectate. And typically the teammate I was with, we either get like platinum 1s or 2s, occasionally platinum 2. But for the most part, we're running into diamond lobbies when we run duos. And so we are going to jump out of the plane here as quick as we can. We're going to go say hello to our friend, the plowed field. And the goal in the gulag is to kill ourselves, so we get a completely random person to spectate in Warzone. So that's the idea. We're gonna we splat at the ground. We're gonna try to kill ourselves in the gulag, so we don't end up spectating one of the guys that already died in Warzone legitimately, I would hope. So we do have a gulag coming here. We do have the prepare to fight. I have a C4 again, which is tough.
Time to earn your freedom, soldier.
There. I don't know why I was having so much trouble with that. I kept picking the thing up. All right, so we are going to spectate Mr. Baller and TRL. We are both sitting on 0 kills. It appears as though Baller is going to take a pee, getting some food. Hello? Oh, hello? We're there. Hello. So this guy's got 2 pistols. It does not look like they have looted much. They did land over by hangars, which is a fairly popular spot to land. There are generally teams running around. It does look like TRL just took some damage. It sounded like it was coming from white area, possibly. And his teammate's still running around in the green building here. His teammate now went and joined him. Careful with that C4. Oop, we got a little gunfight here.
I'm under fire.
Other than Baller missing his shots a little bit there, they did a good job with that. Nice crack, good crack. All right, 2 kills, 1 for each of them. And I mean, other than the C4 was a little weird there, to me at least. I thought they played that fairly well. This guy, Baller, probably could have challenged the second teammate there a little bit more when he ran in. But either way, they came out with the win in that gunfight, so good for them. They do have loadout money, so hopefully they... Well, I thought they had loadout money. Did this guy just drop a whole bunch? I could have swore they had loadout money. Roll it back. Was I crazy? Am I going crazy? Future DM9, or did he just drop a whole bunch of money on the ground and nobody picked it up? Okay, so we have the MK2. which I find to just be one of the most useless guns in Warzone, but that's just me. His teammates up ahead of him here, they're still looting up here, trying to get a loadout. I'm going to assume that they did not have the loadout money at this point. If that guy dropped a handful of cash and just left it there, it would be
scavenger contract marked.
Very confusing, mind you. So they're going to push into Rust here. Rust is a tough building to push. There are plenty of places to hide and get ambushed at, but at the same time, there is pretty good loot here. And generally, especially in this area, loot is fairly well. You need to go back behind you to get on this roof, I believe. I do not think you can get on the roof from this way. You have to jump on the railing down a little bit further. There may have just been a guy at the helicopter, and I was correct. So the helicopter's gone. Didn't seem to me like that's going to be a big deal for these guys. Yep. Good job.
Are in the safe zone.
So we're gonna grab the scav contract, which will guarantee them enough cash to get a loadout. Checking the surrounding areas. I like that. Good observations by Baller there. Let's switch over to TRL. Still rocking the MK2. Hit the first box. His teammate's gonna hit the second box. Third box. Oh, you couldn't ask for a better scavenger contract. That, I mean, all three boxes probably within maybe 50 meters of each other. I mean, you can't argue with that. Now the buy stations are a little tricky for them. They either have to go out into the middle of airfield, the runway I should say, or back towards the middle of hangars. So they've opted to grab the Bertha, and they're probably going to push into the middle of the airfield. They do have loadout money and money for a UAV. This guy has 7 out of 8 plates, so they don't need any plates by any means. There was a team here already that bought a loadout. Probably came from the bunker, if I was to guess. Now this is very interesting. He's gonna catch the box in the truck and drive off with it? What? Okay, this guy's jumping out to buy the UAV, which is a good idea. But I don't think you can do this. I think the box slides out. What? That guy just got killed by the loadout box. He just murdered himself with the loadout box. That is crazy. And the worst part is, they literally, by dragging that loadout box in the back of the Bertha, they have put their loadout in a much worse place than if they had just left the Bertha in the building for the buy and just dropped the loadout in the middle of it. Sometimes trying to be fancy, especially with your loadout boxes, just doesn't pay off, ladies and gentlemen. It is sometimes just easier to use the Bertha as cover and just drop it in between the buy station and the Bertha. You don't have to try to be too wild with it. Just get your loadout box and get out of there. So TRL did take the L to somebody who's a very, very big Trump fan.
Not dead yet.
And now this guy is getting pushed by, I don't know if that was one or two snipers. So same sniper shot him twice, and now he is surrounded by a team. How that wasn't a down is surprising to me, and that's tough. So I don't know if he would have made it regardless, but if he could have gotten into the side building, that would have offered him a little bit more cover than trying to get into the Bertha. There is a delay in kind of getting into the Bertha. It's not like you just magically appear at the wheel and you're safe. So Randy was able to take him out fairly easily as he did the animation to get into the truck. Now these guys have a total of 3 kills, and we'll see what these guys can do. Randy obviously seems like a pretty decent player. He potentially hit some pretty good snipes. He's got a FAR, and this guy is just unfortunate soul who's, ooh, BM White with the down, 2 guys down, and that's gonna be a team wipe. So BM White and Jakey Season taking out guys with their loadouts. We'll find out here if they also had their guns. Oh, we won't. We're going to the gulag with Randy and Nikki. So we'll see how this guy plays it. Typically on this side, people are going to the car. It's pretty good head glitch. And use that as a little bit of cover. Now, if you look at where he aimed, and we look at that, he's aiming at the front of the cab of the cardboard plywood truck. And if he had been aiming where the guy would have appeared as he's coming around the corner, if you just aim at that right off that edge, right, because that's where he's going to be. He's not going to magically come through the cab of that cardboard truck. If you're aiming at that spot, that should be an easier kill for Randy to make and take that win in the gulag. And instead of leaving your teammate kind of high and dry here, now you're both back. You're both able to land on this loadout and keep moving. But anyway, Nikki's back from the gulag with his 4 kills. There's 68 people left, and he did grab his ghost class, so he's going to push back to where they both were killed and try to get their loadout. Now there is a fire sale. This guy's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He only has 13 bullets left, and Nikki got killed by Synergy. So that's tough. I mean, obviously not having any ammo and trying to take that. I mean, if he could have gotten obviously the kill in that first little sweep of bullets, he would have been much better off. But Kar 98K is a fantastic sniper. It is that's 8 on sight speed and all of that. It is very easily the best sniper in the game. Now, this guy kind of had a tough time with his slide canceling there. He was also in a little bit of a pickle. The problem with the fire sale is everybody is going to be drawn to a buy station. So when that guy started checking around, he was completely exposed from his right side. So the only thing I would say to do differently there is to get into a little bit better of a cover and then hit the buy station for, I would assume that guy wanted to get a self-revive and maybe a couple UAVs. These guys are obviously pretty well set up. They know there's a team in the garages here. Good shot by Flynn. He is a self-revive. The other thing is with the fire sales, everybody's gonna have a self-revive now. You might be able to wallbang that. I don't know. But this is literally the only team that is within any kind of distance of it. I like the push by the teammate. We're gonna switch over to TRL or Edis. Oh, TRL is back. Ooh, tough loss there. Baller Dylan took out Edis. So we are going to load back over to Mr. Flynn. Only has $1,700. They bought a lot of UAVs. And now they are kind of stuck. So HDR, which is a fantastic sniper, by the way. I know I was talking about the Kar 98K. The HDR, especially with the variable zoom. I mean, this is my... I guess I don't think he has the tac laser on it. That's the only difference with my build. And the HDR served me very well for many a Warzone game. And I like the HDR. I just think with the 8 down sight speed, and I think for the most part, especially in like the higher tier lobbies, so your platinum lobbies, your diamond lobbies, even potentially some of your gold lobbies, people are going to be pushing more often. So getting into the closer range gunfights instead of HDR range gunfights. And by no means does that mean you can't run the HDR. You got people out there like It's Iron, who obviously is phenomenal at this game. He's got the most wins, I think, by like 400 at the moment. Over, I think the second place is OP Marked. And obviously, he knows how to win games in Warzone. And he just has that dialed in. And I know he uses the HDR And I've seen him use it a handful of times with like the AMAX. He used it with an MP7 for a while. I haven't particularly watched him recently, but I know he loves the HDR. So obviously still a very good gun, a very good option. I just personally think that the Kar 98K, if you're not going to be trying to snipe from 410 meters away, is a better option for you in Warzone. That's obviously dependent on what your game style is. If you're gonna chill in a house and fight people that are, I can't ping, that are however many meters away, 160, you could shoot 160 with the Kar 98K. Just not as viable if you have the HDR, especially with a variable zoom scope. The variable zoom scope is like cheating with an HDR, almost. Oh, so his teammate did win the gulag. He's back. And we'll see. So Flynn downed one of those guys again. Must have heard him falling back in. That's just unfortunate. For Edis. If he would have been able to get back, grab one of those guns, and potentially... I mean, just been able to get into a gunfight with those two. You never know what could have happened. I don't think either of them had burned their self-revive yet, but obviously, in that, my opinion, he was going to be in a better position than our buddy Flynn here, who is getting pushed. I believe there is somebody nearby. We'll find out here in a second. He might be getting crouched walk on, but he would have had a better chance to finish those guys off than our man Flynn here would have had, sitting 160 meters away with plenty of cover for that other team to get it. So now there is a team in here. Good full, good kill. I don't hear another one. He would have had a self-revive. There is another one to his left, I believe. He was up top. Okay, so Flynn does have $4,000. It's going to be really tough for him to get to the buy station with the gentleman in the yellow building here. So he's got very easy sight lines to the buy. I can tell you that this guy's probably a little campier than your average person just because of the proximity mines. I don't see a lot of people that run the proximity mines anymore. Typically people are running a thermite or a semtex. I mean, the heartbeat or baby monitor, as it's referenced as, isn't always the sign that people are camping. Typically you see that more when people are trying to push for kills and they're trying to check buildings as they go, but only so helpful the further you get into the game with people getting money for loadouts and getting ghosts from the free boxes. A little bit of spray and pray there. The weird part is I actually kind of liked that guy's position before he moved. And now I'm kind of confused because now you're exposing yourself to the guy in that building. And maybe his teammate was pushing him to get to the buy to buy him back. I'm kind of surprised that guy in yellow didn't peek in there and pick him off for the easy kill. He is back in that window. I believe I saw him. So Mr. Flynn is going to have to probably fight his way out of here. Maybe not.
Moving here.
Moving.
Okay, so enemy moved up into what I would call brick or no name. This one has no name. There's a few guns in this building. He is going to drop an armor box for him and his teammate as Flynn is out of plates. And Edis obviously doesn't have anything as he just come back from getting revived. Can't get in those windows. So here's going to be the problem for these guys. They've got I don't know, maybe 200 meters to cover. And a lot of this, especially obviously from here in, so the last 80, 50, maybe even 100 meters or so, they're going to be out in the open. And the problem they're going to run into here now is as they move in, they're going to get pushed by the gas. So this creeps in, and they're trying to rotate right. Somebody just took this ATV in front of them. So we'll see if this guy can hit his snipe here. He's got one shot. Here, that man is running around with no plates. Got hit by a HDR sniper round, and you're going to tell me that he didn't get downed? Excuse me? This guy is going to have to use his gas mask, and he's going to have to run. Be aware of where the gas is. So this is what I was talking about. Now this guy, Flynn, has to run almost straight in. And that's going to put them at the disadvantage. They're not getting to top dam, which anytime the zone looks like it's going to go towards dam, you need to get up top. If you get stuck down here and you can't get to this zip line and you are just screwed, you're screwed if you can't get to top dam. Let's see it. Come on. Oh, Flynn, my guy. Gotta hit those. You had all the time in the world. You lined it up and you just pulled it too far down, my guy. What? I mean, you're not gonna be able to get in there.
Getting shot at!
I mean, I guess might as well burn the card since you have it. A little weird. So these guys are in a little bit of a pickle now that they are kind of trapped by the guy across the way. There's also a guy on top of this building that they're using for cover. He is sniping. There's two of them. So I don't think that the guys up top know where this team is. And so what would be the best case scenario is you wait till the guys up top jump out in front of you and your teammates nowhere to be found to help you out. Okay, you need to go loot to get your teammate back. Don't. These guys don't have any cash. M60 custom. People? M60 custom? Excuse me? Is there something I'm not aware of, ladies and gentlemen? If there is something I am not aware of, can you inform me in the comments? If I need to be running this M60, I can't imagine I need to be. That is a little weird. So Edis all by himself now, 4 kills to his name, 14 left. So there are a few solos. There was a res up in front of him, so now there is a 15th guy running around. So unfortunately for Edis, he is the only solo. Why are you just pinging all over the map, Mr. Flynn? But this is what I was talking about earlier. This guy has to come here. He missed his opportunity to go up the zip line. There are going to be easily a handful of teams up here. For sure one up here. Maybe 1 or 2 lurking around up top. But he is going to be at the bottom of this cliff. A cliff you cannot get up. And you just wait as the zones get closer, especially like that 3rd zone, even into the 4th zone, you can kind of see where the game is going to end. And you need to be aware of that for this instance specifically. There is a guy in front of him. I hope he saw that. Down low with him. He's not that far away at this point. He may have gone up the cliff a little bit. You can get up a little bit, but not a whole lot. And where this cluster is coming from, I would suspect that guy moved to the left a little bit. But I don't know if this guy can get into zone. I really don't. Especially if he gets shot in the back. And if you don't hit your shots. All right, raw dogging. Let's see what you got, my guy. You're definitely playing behind. I don't know if you fell down the cliff at all. 4 teams, 6 total. Raw dogging's got 8 kills. Good for you. You're doing really well, but I don't know how long you're going to be in this round. It's going to be... Sometimes you can vault up this stuff, but not all the time. He did miss his opportunity, I think, to get left. He only has 1 tick left in his gas mask. There's a full one there. Grab it. There you go. Good eyeballs there to grab that fresh gas mask. And that was a solo, so that was a team team wipe, I should say. The second and third teams are fighting each other now. But unfortunately for Raw here, I think he's going to die to zone right here. I don't think you can really get up much higher. And maybe he'll prove me wrong here. I would love it if he was able to fight this 2-on-1. Yeah, can you make it? That is the question. Or is this GG's? Oh, so you can get up there a little bit. So you saw the one guy. Getting in the tunnel here is not a bad idea. Don't know if this gentleman has ghost or not. But I mean, I'd leave that box alone. Now the reason I would have left that box alone was they can hear it up top from that distance away. And I would have they have advantage on you. They've got height. So I would stay under the overpass here and just allow zone to close in and wait to see where it pulls. And I would get there sooner rather than later because you have a gas mask, so you can kind of make a gas mask play here. And depending if they have to jump off the roof. So let's say this zone pulls that way where he's looking. Good down. Can you get it? Get it? Get it? Ooh, the plays by Raw Doggin! Oh! I will say that if that team had just waited, cut yams, and I didn't catch your teammate's name. I'm looking for it here. I'm not really seeing it. You guys just needed to keep the high ground and you would have won. This guy's got a Mac 10 with stopping power in it. If you just stayed up on the ridge, you would have been fine. In the end game, if you have the height advantage and you have all of the advantage that you can have in the end zone, play it slow, guys. That's all you needed to do. Play the ridge there. What an unfortunate end. And like I was kind of saying at the end of that video, it was too bad that the team that was on top of that cliff, just stay there, guys. That guy was, like I said, I thought he was screwed when he was at the bottom of the first cliff. But I really don't think there was another way for him to get up into the zone there. If you just keep high ground there, the zone pulled perfectly for you. Sometimes you just need to play zone versus try to push a solo guy. And by all means, 2 versus 1. In most cases you win, but when you've got a Mac 10 and you have the broken stopping power, you're just out of luck. So again, guys, if you could tap the like button, subscribe, and the bell icon for notifications when I post new content, it would be super appreciated. Really help me out with the YouTube algorithm. And I am trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of February. We can get that custom URL, baby. Let's go. Anyway, you all have a fantastic evening, morning, afternoon, wherever it is you are, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out.